fun stuff you can get involved in through CIGRE. We're going to jump around a little bit now. We're going to turn our attention to one of the equipment panels. We've got Lagath is going to come up and present for us on what's been going on in the area of A2. He's presenting on behalf of Ross, who can't be with us today because he's at a nice event somewhere in the world.
Hello, I'm Lagath Ganepala representing A2 Transformer panel on behalf of Ross Willoughby. Ross is currently in India, New Delhi, attending another CIGRE conference. I'm local, I work for Powerlink Queensland. Power transformers and reactors, that is A2. Power transformers are the stationary machines in the high voltage network. That's why we are A2. A1 is rotating machinery, A2 is the station machinery. And we cover two components, that is the power transformers and the reactors. And we are so-called old technology. So far not taken over by the static devices or superconductors. There were many trials, but we survived. In fact, we survived by rotating machines and cables as well, because there were attempts to make one called cable former. Once prototypes were made, but didn't were commercially viable. And same with the one called gen former. There was a rotating transformer hooked into a generator. That is not viable either. So we still in function. So the transformer category, power transformers, that's mainly generator step-up transformers, and then transmission transformers, that's used for stepping up, step down, and step down transformers used in distribution networks. And also it goes into industrial sector, have power transformers doing functions like smelters, furnace transformers, then HVDC transformers, that's going to the DC space. So from last presentation, it seems we have a potential to make 10 gigawatts of HVDC transformers in future for the Singapore link. That's good. And then phase shifting transformers, that's connecting different power systems. This could go to large phase shifting transformers, close to 2,500 MVA, 3,000 MVA. And in Australian network, we got some, but not into that larger capacity. Then we cover the reactors. Reactors is the cousin of power transformer, got a single winding basically. So that covers shunt reactors, series reactors, and high voltage DC reactors as well. And then the group A2 panel cover the transformer components, bushings, tap changers, and other accessories. And the scope or the covers by the panel is the overall life cycle, what we call cradle to grave. That means it's not only technical, cover the economic aspects as well, from specifying a transformer, getting the design, manufacturing, and then testing operations, and then checking the conditions, how you maintain it, and then refurbishments, replacements, and also scrapping the transformer. That is environmental aspects, everything covers by this panel. One of the global development in the A2 panel is the Green Book. In CIGRE, you got several Green Books, but this one is the collection of technical brochures already done, and this Green Book will be related to the procurement process, and that is the complete procurement process from specification, how you conduct design reviews, how you get a healthy equipment up front, because that is really important, because this equipment has a lifetime 40 to 50 years. So you really have to be careful about or mindful about how you specify, how you get it made. Otherwise, down the line, it can become a big fuse. So that is one of the key aspects. Australian panel activities. This year, we had a one-day workshop on tap changes, because tap changes is the only rotating component in the power transformer, especially on low tap changes. So tap changer gives a flexibility of the transformer operation, but in the other side, because it is the rotating component, it gives most of the headaches. It creates bulk of the problems for the faults. So that workshop actually was very successful. We have 11 speakers, local as well as overseas speakers. That's cover the range of varieties, equipment manufacturers, users, researchers. Everyone contributed in the manufacturing side, maintenance side, how you find the faults and how you monitor. One of the aspects we cover is the new trends, new technology, how to do the diagnostics on tap changes. And there were some interesting topics covered relevant to renewable energy, reverse power flow, one of the challenges, especially old power transformers, old tap changers, they are not capable for reverse power flow. That's one of the topics we cover. So it was a good activity we carried out through the A2 panel, and also we got contribution from research and development side, especially locally we have Transformer Innovation Center with University of Queensland. There were speakers presenting their findings as well. The other relevance activities to Australia, they are mainly technical brochures and working groups. These post-mortem analysis, one of the very kind of topical things in the industry now, because we are short of money for capital investment. So we have to learn from any failures to prolong the life of the existing transformers. So that is one of the very relevant activity happening. The other one's reliability survey, same tied up with that as well, because sometimes get the question asked, this expensive power transformer, when it is going to fail. So that kind of a question come up. So it's really the activity tied up with this, whether we replace or you do some refurbishment, some component replacement, can we prolong the life? And then you need to know how you assess the reliability and how you make the call, because that's really important. And the new technology applying is the intelligent condition monitoring. There are many trends in the industry to use even artificial intelligence in there. So that is one of the new technology applies to power transformers. Fire safety practices, that is another guide that is mainly developed with Japanese counterparts with the nuclear power stations attached to that. And the last one is guides to assess the capability of transformer manufacturer design reviews and preparation of specifications. Deliverables, again, technical brochures, bushing reliability, that is also tied up with the life of the transformer. Condition assessment of power transformers, that was a working group headed by our previous convener, Peter Cole. That's actually one of the most important technical brochures because it gives the users the power to assess the conditions of the transformers and then see whether you have to buy a new transformer or you keep the old one running or do some refurb work and prolong the life. And the other one is advanced in the dissolved gas analysis, that is the blood test for the transformers. That is the oil testing. Oil testing is the key component in transformer condition assessment. That's it.
Thank you very much for that. So we're going to jump to